That I have prepared, just put the pin on because I think, there we go. The meditation that I have prepared for this morning is really about an acknowledgement of how we are made up of the gross elements and how powerful that is for us to fully, deeply understand. I know the previous two meditations we've worked with the rotating forces and the vertical, the ascending forces. And then in this second meditation, we worked with the cosmic elements. So today we're going to work with the gross elements and what that means. And our point of access to the gross elements will be through the chakra system, because each one of the chakras has as its most the manifestation of it, which is most concrete and material, is in the gross elements. And then, of course, through the chakra system, we are able to also access much deeper, more subtle understanding of what we are composed of. So we will be working with the chakra system and working with the gross elements at the same time, always with an awareness and an understanding that the chakra system is the portal. It is a place where we can access both gross elements and subtle elements at the same time. So I will mention the subtle elements which are connected to each one of the chakra systems, and to whatever extent you are able to, you will make contact with those subtle senses, the senses beyond what we can touch and measure and make concrete, have a concrete understanding. So if you bring your eyes to a close and just drop into your body, dropping into the central channel of the spine, and just feeling how the spine is that cosmic mountain, the shape of the cosmic mountain, Mount Meru, from the base to the top of the spine is this symbolic ascending energy, the pillar, the energy that rises in the universe, all the different forms in the universe, mountains, trees, the tall structures that we've become accustomed to living amongst on Earth are reminiscent of the mountain. Even the human form, how we stand on our two legs straight up like a mountain. It is all reminiscent of this lingam energy, the energy that rises. So be in touch with the breath along the spinal column. And feel into it. And with your psyche, with your mental powers, draw 3 lines of light around you in a square form in the horizontal plane. So around you on the floor, you sitting in the middle of these 3 squares, interleaving squares. So one on the inside, one in the middle, and one on the outside, very close together, these 3 lines of light. And in each line of light, there is a portal or a gateway, an opening for everything that needs to leave, that you no longer have any use for, so that that can go, and for everything that you would like to gather in from universal forces, from your cosmic powers, it can enter. And the gateway works in such a way that nothing that you need and want and require for your spiritual journey will leave. Only the negative things that you no longer require, and nothing negative will enter once you have allowed it to leave. So this is a protection. It's a yantra or a spiritual geometric, sacred geometric form that we're drawing around us for protection right throughout the meditation, so that whatever we need to leave us will leave, and whatever we want to retain or introduce will come in. And for a moment, just feel into Mount Meru and the 3 lines of light and the 4 sides with the 4 gates of the square. This is the Sri Yantra symbol that you are drawing mentally. And as you breathe up and down the spine, begin to extend the length of the breath until you are breathing 12 fingers below the base of the spine. This is a cave at the bottom of the mountain, underground. And 12 fingers above the top of the spine, out of the top of your head. So extend the breath from the cavern or the cave, the Merudanda, the cave at the bottom of the mountain, right up into the limitlessness of what is above the crown. And continue focusing on your breath from the very bottom, the depths of the cave in which are buried untold jewels, untold precious substances. And right up into the top, above the crown, where there is limitlessness, vastness, no horizon. And continue to alternate between these 2 spaces, feeling power of your breath and the power of your focused awareness. Feel those 2 come together. And then change the focus of your breath to breathing from the nasal bridge, which is the point beneath the nostrils and above the upper lip, and breathing into the Agnya chakra, or the 3rd eye, in the center of the brain. So breathing from the nasal bridge into the center and out again. In the Shushumna breath, is a breath that opens up both the left and the right nostril and corresponds to the left and the right channels along the spinal column, the energy channels that twine themselves around the Mount Meru, the mountain of the spine. So breathing between the nasal bridge and the 3rd eye gives these 2 channels the facility to open, and for the breath to enter into the central channel. And this awakens the chakra system. So allow yourself to just focus on those 2 points, the center of the brain, where the force field of the 3rd eye is, and the upper lip, the nasal bridge just beneath the nostrils. Try to allow your breathing to be full and deep so that you access everything that you need from the universe, and you release everything you don't need to the universe. Allow the cosmic powers within you to relate to the cosmic powers outside of you, cosmic powers of fire and air and water. And we'll change the breath one more time. We're going to breathe from the third eye to the base of the brain, then down the spine all the way to the bottom, up the spine again on the other side, back to the third eye or Agnya chakra, and in this way tracing the shape of a downward pointing triangle. From third eye, almost in a straight line, back to the base of the brain, down the spine, right down to the cavern at the base of the spine and back up again on the other side to complete the shape of the triangle. And you will trace the shape with your breath and the sound hum. This is the sound of the space and breath. It has an explosive quality to it in the sound. Combination of the breath and fire creates combustion. So just feel that energy charging up the downward facing triangle as you continue to trace out the shape with the breath and the sound. Receive the sound rather than imagining or making it yourself. Listen to the sound of hum as you trace out the shape of this triangle using the explosive, combustive quality of the sound hum. As you continue to do this, notice how the sound is beginning to create a fire pit of the triangle. And observe the flames in the center of the downward facing triangle. And now into this downward facing triangle, which is now a fire pit, we're going to burn all the desires and the senses. So throwing in everything that you think is creating this power of desire in you, something that you want, that you feel you are lacking. Just throw that into the fire pit and allow the flames in the fire pit to consume the desires. Whatever it is in your life that you feel that strong energy of desire, throw it into the fire pit. And into the fire pit, throw also everything that you are repulsed by, everything that you feel you want to push away from you. Throw that into the fire pit as well. So everything you are attracted to and everything you are repulsed by is going into the fire pit. And now allow the center of the fire pit to pull the periphery towards itself until all that is left is a very bright point of light. And pull that point of light up the spine, up towards the top of your head, just beneath the crown space, where there resides the shape of a full moon and the power of cooling, nurturing, nourishing light. And join this light which you have brought from the fire pit, which has now all the desires and what you want to avoid inherent in that central point of the fire pit. Pull that up to merge into the light of the full moon, just beneath the crown. And feel these two cosmic powers of fire and water merging. And as they do that, they create nectar. There is a rich, nurturing, very powerful substance that is now contained at the crown and that drips down and energizes and feeds the whole chakra system. Your focus is at the crown in this union of the two cosmic powers. The fire which contains everything that creates you to polarize, made up of opposite forces of things that are opposite to each other, attraction, repulsion, pulling them together so that we no longer have opposite poles and merging it into the light of the moon. This merger creating this powerful substance of Amrit, which is nectar, which then drips down the central channel of the spine, awakening the chakras, nurturing the energies of the body. And then we drop down to the very lowest chakra system, which has now got the substance of Amrit in it. And we visualize a square with 4 petals, one on each side of the square. The color is a golden yellow color. And listen for the sound of Lam. That is the seed mantra or the seed sound of the base chakra. Take your energy down to the base and listen for the sound of Lam. It's Lam, L-A-M, but it's pronounced as Lam. And it might be slow or it might be fast, the way in which you hear it in your psyche. Just stay with it for a few breath cycles. This is the element of earth. Feel the strength, the stability, the solid power of earth as a stable platform to stand on. And the subtle sense of smell is connected to the element of earth. Which is why when we awaken the earth chakra sufficiently, we begin to smell beautiful aromas. The heavenly smells come to us. And move up the spine to the Svadhisthana chakra, which is the sex chakra, at more or less the level of the perineum, between the anus and the genitals. And the central point of that is just behind the pubic bone, in front of the spine. And here we have a circle. Which has 6 petals around it. And the color is an ocean blue, and in the bottom half of the circle there's a crescent moon, which turns the ocean blue into a silvery white. And the seed sound is VAM. Listen for the sound. See the silvery white color on this ocean blue with 6 petals. The element is water. And the subtle sense is taste. And move up to the 3rd chakra, Manipura chakra, where there is a jeweled colored force field. You have 12 petals. Around a circular shape. And in that circular shape, there's a downward facing triangle. And in the center of the triangle, there are flames. The seed sound is Ram. With each move, make sure to go to the location indicated and listen for the sound, the seed sound. The element is fire. And the subtle sense is sight. Without light, we cannot see. And when this chakra opens up, we are able to receive visions. Ram. And moving up the spine to the heart center. We have the shapes of 2 intersecting triangles, one pointing upwards and one pointing downwards. They are the color of smoky gray color. The seed sound is Yam. The element is air. And the subtle sense is that of holding. And when this chakra opens up, we have a sense of the most intimate relationship with the divine within and being held in that relationship. There are 16 petals around the circular shape which surrounds the intersecting triangles, smoky gray color. Yam. And moving up to the throat chakra, Vishuddhi chakra. There is a full moon shape. The element here is space. The full moon is has a very pure light. Observe the light. And the full moon is superimposed on the blue background of pure space, or Akash. The mantra here is hum. Observe the purity of the moon and listen for hum. The element is space, and the subtle sense is that of sound or hearing. Also speech, power of speech. And rising up to the third eye, we have a circular shape with two petals, color of lightning. This is Gyan chakra, or the chakra of knowledge. And the mantra is Om. There are no elements anymore here. The mind contains all the elements. And the subtle sense is that of knowledge. And then we rise to the crown chakra, where we have a 1,000 petaled lotus. And there is no sound here, it is silence. And this is the place, the origin of the mind and all the other elements which evolve out of the mind. We feel this is the source, the origin, this vast silence at the crown. And witness this vast ocean. There's no horizon, no limits. And in the center of the ocean is an island with golden sand. And every color of the jewels reflecting from the surface of the island. And in the center of the island is a temple made up of the 9 different jewels and gems sparkling. And in the center of the temple is a giant lotus into which you climb. And as you climb into the lotus, you are bathed in the light of 10,000 moons. And from the light of those 10,000 moons, which are merging into your consciousness, you enable that sense of the celestial being within. And you carry the light down through the chakra system from the crown this powerful light that is you, the celestial you, down to the third eye, with Om, down to the throat, with Hum, down to the heart, with Yam, down to the navel, with Ram, down to the sixth chakra, Vam, and finally down into Merudanda, the cave, at the base of the mountain, with Lom. And observe the whole being that you are, with all these elements, these subtle senses, and the celestial light. And know that this expanded capacity is your truth. And begin to breathe up and down that column again from 12 fingers below in the cave at the bottom of the mountain of the spine, up to 12 fingers above the end of the spine, up through the crown, into the universe. With Sa on the inhale and Hum on the exhale. So Hum means I am that, all of that. And as you move past the chakra system with their elements and their senses, and their shapes, their colors, and sounds, as if you're going past in a speeding car, just observe. Let it become a blur. Not trying to hold on to anything. Just with an expanded awareness of everything that is there. This expanded identity that is you. And then come to rest in the heart space. And from this perspective, being aware of everything above and below. And put your hands, left hand over right on the heart space, just holding that sense of awareness in the heart space. And bring in a samkalpa or a powerful thought or prayer or intention into the heart space for your day, for the day ahead. And then bring your hands into a lotus flower. And with that samkalpa in the lotus flower, with that intention or prayer, consciousness, offer that to the divine, to the cosmic powers within and the cosmic powers without. And you can do that 2 or 3 times until you really get a sense of exactly what it is that you have in your heart space that you want to use to power your day, and offer that to the divine. And when you have completed your offering, you can just put your hands in your lap and sit in the stillness of this expanded awareness of all of you, your vastness, your totality. And then gently bring yourself back to a group consciousness and bring that expanded identity into the group. And when you're ready, if you have anything to share with the group that you'd like to bring into the group space, some of your experience, some of your understanding or question, then please feel free to unmute yourself and to bring that into our space.